So today we are going to talk about Montauk by Nicola Harrison. This book just came out at the beginning of June. June 4th is the published date, and it was so good. I got this book as an e-arc back in March, and I read it in April, and guys, I could not put this book down. I had to fight it out of my own hands to go and do real life things because I was just so pulled into the story. So a very quick synopsis at the beginning of this video. Beatrice is this country girl who suffers a tragic loss in her family, and she ends up in the city and marrying up into this rich kind of like socially elite family, and then she gets all swept up in kind of the glamour of the rich life, only to be stuck in a loveless marriage. And she ends up going to spend, her husband talks her into spending the summer at this manor in a fishing village called Montauk, and from there an unexpected romance ensues. It's a little forbidden, but Beatrice's character is so sweet. I thought she was so lovable. She has a couple of really nice friends that I love watching the dynamic between. Like I said, this unexpected love interest really pulled at my heartstrings, and I just thought the entire book was really well done and very captivating and very sweet, and I just really, really liked it. It had a kind of an unexpected ending for me, and I thought she did a really great job writing the whole book. There are some very dramatic, intense parts. There were parts where I was on the edge of my seat. Just, it very much held my attention, and I just it was holding on to me, and I did not want to put this book down. I don't want to say too much because I feel like anything that I want to talk about is a spoiler, so if you haven't read Montauk and you think you might want to, I would say pause the video here and come back sometime after you have read it. I would recommend it for a summer read because it's all based during summertime, so coming out in June is an absolutely perfect time for that to be published and put out. Anyway, I'm going to get into the spoilers now because I have feelings and my feelings are intense, and I just want to get into this book. Alright, so as we all know, when the book starts out, we've got this girl who's married to a rich man, and I think going into this, you knew that he wasn't going to be the greatest guy, and she's unhappy, and you find out that she's trying to have a child and they can't get pregnant, and she's really upset about that, and I just really felt for Beatrice. I really loved her. That being said, when I first started reading this book, I read the synopsis back when I asked for or requested it on NetGalley kind of on a whim, and I completely forgot what the basis was of the story. I just knew it was a historical fiction. It was set in 1938, and I didn't really know what direction it was going to go in. I didn't know if they were going to fall into the war. I didn't know if it was going to be a murder mystery. I had no idea that it was just pretty much a romance. There was a lot going on, so I didn't feel bored of this story, and I liked all the different characters and listening to Beatrice's story. So this was actually a romance that I really liked. I absolutely loved this story. I love how she meets Thomas, and I think one thing I really, really love, and this is going straight kind of near the end, but clearly Thomas had a secret. We knew that he had a secret, and I knew it was going to be something to do with her brother, but I didn't, I knew it would have something to do with her brother. That much I could guess, but I loved that when he told her that, it didn't blow up for 3 chapters of drama about them being angry about something. They kind of just dealt with it and moved on. And then when there's that rape scene with Beatrice and her husband, and she doesn't want to tell him, I appreciated that while they did drag it out just a tiny bit for drama, I loved that when she finally told him, there wasn't this massive fight and this oh, my throat's dry. There wasn't this massive fight and this massive miscommunication thing and everybody's angry and storming off. I loved how it was just kind of she told him and he accepted it, and they went on their way. And that part I really appreciated, because a lot of times when stuff like that happens, the person gets all angry, why didn't you tell me? And they freak out, and there's just all this drama that doesn't really need to happen, because clearly it's just that those are the facts, and that's just all that needs to be said, I guess. I don't know, but I appreciated how those kinds of things she didn't draw out and draw out and draw out. I have to say the only thing where I kind of felt a little what are you doing? I was kind of mad at her was when she was trying to figure out how to get back to the city. and then leave her husband while he's at work. Like, especially because he was so scary. Like, he was so scary and so mean. And after that awful rape scene I was so sad for her, and I was so just heartbroken for her, and I couldn't figure out why she was staying, and Thomas is like, come with me, and then she's trying to figure out a way so that Thomas doesn't get hurt, and then in the end, he ends up dying anyway, and it's so tragic, and I did not see that ending coming. I didn't see it. Like, I kept thinking, this is way too obvious for it to actually happen. And so, like, I let my guard down a bit and just assumed that they were going to try and scare us a little bit, and then they were going to live blip, blip, blip. I thought the author was going to scare us a little bit and then let them live happily ever after. Like, I don't need a clean ending, but in this book, I think because the rest of it was fairly sweet, that's what I assumed, and bam, she just, I don't know if you didn't see the vlog. I had a vlog where I was filming right after I finished the book, and I was intensely emotional. Like, I was like laugh crying a little bit, and I couldn't handle it, and like, that's why. If you guys read it, you know that is why. Like, I thought they were, like, the whole time I was reading that, I'm thinking, just get over the ridge of the hill, just get over the ridge of the hill, and then bang, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe he'll recover, maybe they'll save him, and he's just dead. And I was heartbroken for Beatrice, heartbroken for Thomas. I was so sad. I did not feel it bad at all that her husband fell off the pier and died. Like, no, I didn't care at all about him. He sucked. He was such a jerk. But I was so surprised by that ending, and I'm not going to say, like, ooh, I loved it, because honestly, I wanted them to live happily ever after, but it was a good twist, and it was a good, like, she broadsided me with it. I was not expecting it. So I think that it was a good ending because she did it in such a surprising way, at least to me. I thought there was lots of drama at the end. It was very, like, I could not put that thing down. But I loved so many things about the book. I loved her friend Dolly. While I didn't agree with all of Dolly's opinions, I loved that she found this quirky, funny friend, and then her friend Elizabeth in town was just adorable, and her little family, and I just loved the whole dynamic, the whole story, everything. I really loved it, and I wasn't expecting to love it that much. I just couldn't help it. Like, I couldn't help but love this story. It just was like, just what I needed, and I didn't even know that I needed it. And I read it, like, at the perfect time, I think, because I loved it so much, and I just can't recommend it enough. And I think it was just a great little story. I don't know if there's anything else I really need to talk about, but I really needed to get my feelings out about that ending, because, dang, I was not expecting to, like, I thought it was going to be this heartwarming book, and I did not expect my heart to be broken at the end. That being said, Beatrice always wanted a baby, and she did get her baby, and that was super happy, and she got to buy that house, or the cottage that Thomas was going to get her, and she got to move in there. She got to stay with her friend Elizabeth and live this life that she actually wanted, and I loved that she, like, genuinely didn't care about the money. Like Dolly, for instance, she was definitely someone who said, like, go fool around, but, like, come back to your status or whatever. And I just loved Beatrice's personality. I just loved Beatrice so much, and I was just vying for her happiness, like, the whole book. I just wanted her to have a happy ending, and well, she got a happy ending because she got a baby. It was a very bittersweet ending, which was kind of good, I guess, because you shouldn't reward someone for cheating on their husband. But that being said, her husband cheated on her first, and he wouldn't let her out of the marriage, and so she was trapped and stuck, and there was just so many circumstances all around that whole thing. And I just loved it. Anyway, I am going to end this now because I really don't know what else to say. Please comment down below if you've read the book. I would love to talk to you guys. What did you think of that ending? Did you think it should have been done differently or not? I personally think this book would make a really great movie. Like, comment below and let me know if you think that would also be a good idea, but I thought this whole story was so dramatic and awesome. I'd be okay if they changed the ending in the movie. I'm gonna say that right now, but either way, I think this would make a really interesting, dramatic movie. I think it would be so good. Anyway, don't forget to comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss future videos, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!